Welcome to Phil's First Party Parlay Special Edition. We are recording content with some Kincaid Roofing personnel and Fund My Deductible personnel about a networking event coming up this Thursday evening. I'm Phil Sanov, trial lawyer with Morgan & Morgan Insurance Recovery Group. With Morgan & Morgan Insurance Recovery Group, I have got 55 of the most awesome attorney colleagues you would ever want to know. We are in 25 offices all across the country. We can help you wherever you are. You can reach us through our website, forthepeople.com, hit pound LAW from any cell phone, anywhere, or just get me on my personal cell, 713-825-3444. Morgan & Morgan Insurance Recovery Group. Come see us. I am joined this evening on the Parlay, where we talk all things timely and topical in the insurance restoration industry, with Brandi Hickson and Laura Lee Applegate. Could y'all please hit those magic buttons? Come back to see us. All right, there you are. Brandi, thank you. We've known each other for some time and done quite a bit together. I'm glad to see you. Laura Lee is a new friend. I'm glad to get to know you, Laura Lee. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, we've talked about this a little bit. I'm a trial lawyer, so I believe in the magic of three, the power of three. Typically, the format for the show is we lay out 3 points for forecasting for folks to know what's coming, and then we go back and fill them in. The 3 points for this evening, we'll talk about recent events in the roofing industry. We'll focus primarily on Texas because that's where we are, but this is the same issue all over the country during storm season, I'm sure. We'll also speak about Fund My Deductible and how that helps folks. Talk a little bit more then about the networking event on Thursday, the topic I'm going to speak about, and how Fund My Deductible plays into that, on how we can help. Fund My Deductible is a solution for contractors and policyholders. So now that I have laid out the 3 points we're going to talk about, here we go. Brandi, what's happening in the roofing industry, particularly in Texas, since that's where we are?
Well, I'm up in the Panhandle. I'm in Lubbock, Texas. And so we had a significant storm on May 20th. And then we had a couple others that followed about a few days after that. And now what we're seeing, people are ready to start roofing, and supply has been decreased tremendously because of COVID.
Wow.
Manufacturers stopped producing because of the environment, or because their plants could have gotten the COVID virus and had to shut down. So now we are coming to the realization that we are going to have to allocate, certain amount of shingles at our shingle houses, maybe make different shingle arrangements with other shingle houses, and then educate our salesmen to tell the homeowner, hey, you might have to hold off for a while to get what the specific thing you're needing for your home. So it's just a big change in the industry. It's one of the biggest changes we've ever seen on the supply end.
Crazy, crazy times. So from the perspective of me, a trial lawyer working on insurance claims, the challenge that we thought we were going to face was getting the insurance carriers to actually help things move. Initially when this all got started several months ago, there were delays on doing re-inspections and things getting slowed down, shut down for that. Now we're finally at the point where things are happening, as you say. There are folks ready to get the work done, and the delay is for the supply for the shingles to put on the roofs. It's just what's going to be next.
In this day and age, we can't predict what's going to be next. It seems to change from day to day, but all we can do is hold steadfast and, keep in touch with our customers and let them know that we're here for them and that we are going to take care of them.
It's going to work. We just got to pivot. Always have confidence that we can figure it out, and just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward.
That is correct.
I had laid out the order of what we were going to talk about, that we would first talk about some roofing issues and then go straight into Fund My Deductible before we talked about the networking event. Now that we're talking, it seems like maybe, Laura Lee, we should talk a little bit about the networking event and the topic I'm going to speak on, and how that plays into what Fund My Deductible can come. That seems like a more logical progression of topics. And Brandi, I know that you're also involved with Fund My Deductible, so I'm not trying to exclude you from this conversation. I'm glad to have both of you on here.
Go right ahead.
So one thing happening in Texas is that Texas has the new law to be able to have better enforcement this year, went into effect last September, the first big storm season that we're coming into with the law in effect. House Bill 2102 making more clear that there are criminal penalties involved for both the roofing contractor and the homeowner, more solidified, more the enforcement that the homeowner has to pay the deductible. There has to be reasonable proof of the insurance deductible being the first dollars paid on an insurance claim. The law makes it against the law. House Bill 2102 makes it against the law for roofing contractors to waive, to rebate, or to otherwise assist the homeowner in paying that deductible. I'm going to speak on that some, try to clear up some confusion, some so-called ambiguity in what the law requires and what the enforcement provisions are when we're at this networking event Thursday night in the Colony, Texas, that April Hall Storm Restoration Contractors Group is putting on. Brandi, along those lines, I know that the first big storm, I think the first really big storm after the law came into effect last year was this big hailstorm in May in Lubbock.
Yes, Lubbock did experience the first big storm of Texas for the new House Bill 2102. So not only, I mean, we're not necessarily a test market, but we are the first market that's had to deal with it on a large basis. You know, they estimate that 85,000 buildings, homes and commercial buildings were hit.
Well, I've seen the numbers, and on some of the different services that provide tracing and tracking for the different hailstorms and the swaths and the damage, there were 65,000 plus in just the worst aspect of it. So if you take those outer bands further out to where it wasn't even the worst hail and the worst wind, I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than the 85,000 addresses, the property buildings that were injured. I haven't heard that count, but that's the count y'all had there in Lubbock, the estimate?
That's the count that I was given.
Right.
So of course they're going to tell me a whole bunch, so I'll put on some more roofs.
Right. So what are you seeing down there as far as compared to last year or years past on the types of issues where the contractors were offering free roofs, what they're not supposed to be offering now? You're not supposed to be offering to assist in any way on an insurance claim to get the replacement cost holdback on waiving those deductibles. What types of issues are y'all seeing down there?
The two biggest issues we're seeing is, number one, a homeowner to be able to pay their deductible, especially considering that the COVID shutdown started in March. Right. So for people to have an extra $2,000, $2,500 laying around is not going to be very likely at all. And so that's where Fund My Deductible comes in and can be able to help them. It doesn't have to be this market. It can be in any market in the nation. Right. But it gives the salesman and the homeowner the flexibility to pay that deductible over time without qualifying, no interest. I mean, all they have to have is a credit card or a debit card, and the deal can go right then and the roof can go on right then. There's no loans, there's no anything. So that's
once that first payment's made is when they're going to get the certificate of proof. So they'll submit that to the insurance company for proof of payment. But not only that, it keeps the contractor in compliance. It's going to reassure the homeowner that they are in good hands. They are with a licensed professional contractor. It's not going to be some contractor that's coming from out of town. And the more that they're highlighting this on the news and they're bringing it to attention, the more the homeowners are going to be more aware of what the law is, because that's the biggest issue. Well, not the biggest, but one of the issues. These homeowners are clueless. They are getting these cool certificates in the mail. They're getting handouts. They're getting knocks on the door saying we can do this and we can do that, and they don't even know who to trust. And so we come in and both sides, contractors, homeowners, and salesmen. It solves all the problems. It's a win-win solution. Contractor gets paid, homeowner gets a roof. Problem solved.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, Laura Lee. That was going to be one of my questions. With the new provisions for House Bill 2102, one of the reasons there is this new law, it's always been the law, or since the 90s, there's been a law that you couldn't waive a deductible, you couldn't absorb a deductible from the contractor position, but the legislature has now enacted real enforcement behind it, and the enforcement creates penalties not only against a contractor for waiving a deductible, but against a policyholder, a homeowner,
Correct.
for having their deductible waived. So you being new to the roofing industry, we talked about this a little bit. Talk about how that can help, how Fund My Deductible will help the homeowners.
Oh, because it reassures the homeowner that they are with a compliant contractor, that they are not breaking the law. The homeowner is not going to be fined for any sort of insurance fraud, and they get that certificate of proof of payment. And so it's a legal document, and it's right there. They can print it out, they can send it off. It has the claim, all the information. So it's a liable piece of proof. And there's no argument. It's accepted by the insurance companies. So, they could go through financing, but financing is a whole nother ballgame. We're taking all that sweat off, no paperwork, no qualifying. We are making it easier for the homeowner because they need to get a new roof. They need to pay for an upgrade. They need to pay for a remodel. We make that possible, especially in all this COVID, to make it happen, and the contractor can get his sale. And so for the policyholder all the way around, it's a win.
And you keep talking about this, you've mentioned a few times this proof of payment. I think what you're referencing is that the law, the statute says that as long as there is a reasonable proof of payment, correct, then that is enough. It doesn't have to be paid all in full in cash straight up front. So a reasonable financing arrangement, or funding arrangement more accurately, is sufficient for the job to start and for the contractor to then, once it's complete, to get their replacement cost depreciation back.
Exactly. Because you never know when that insurance company is going to call and need that proof of payment. They need that. And so you won't even have to sweat or worry.
What we have in place is an installment agreement and a certificate. And both that installment agreement and the certificate are acceptable proofs of payment for the insurance company. And we've gone to the lawmakers in Texas to assure that is in place.
Now, we're talking about Texas because that's where we're focusing today. That's where we all are. That's where the event is Thursday for the industry networking. But Brandi or Laura Lee, either one of you can take this, of course. As I understand it, Fund My Deductible is not limited, and this video is going to be played for wherever. If somebody's got an internet connection anywhere in the world, they can see this. What do contractors or policyholders anywhere in the country, if they want to be a part of Fund My Deductible, is it limited, or how can someone try to get involved in this?
I'll get Laura Lee explain more, but we have contractors all the way from Delaware down to Florida. We have Oklahoma, we have Colorado. We will help contractors in any situation they're in, and it's applicable to any situation they're at. Doesn't matter what state. I will let Laura Lee explain some of the current customers we do have.
Fantastic,
right.
Fantastic.
So we have, right now there are 18 states where it is illegal to waive a deductible. So we are going nationwide. We are not limited to Texas. People think just because we are in Texas, it's Texas, that's where all the storms are. One of our first customers is from Delaware. Then we've got Florida. It's spreading to Ohio, Georgia. You're seeing all those southern states. It's just one word after another. It's going to take off like wildfire. These homeowners need help with COVID going on. These contractors can sell more deals. And now we're seeing California, Arizona. So it's crazy how it just webs out. But it should, because it's not limited to Texas. It's not limited to roofing contractors. It's limited to all contractors
Okay.
alike. So any customer who needs to fund a payment, a job, a deductible, a remodel, any project, we can do that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now we hope folks are going to see you and get information on Thursday night when we are all at this networking event together. But if folks aren't there, folks are not able to get there, Brandi, what's the best way for someone, if they're not a part of Fund My Deductible, what's the best way for someone to make contact and try to get involved?
They can email us at contact@fundmydeductible.com. That goes to both me and Laura Lee. We'll get in touch with them within the hour. We should. And then our 1-800 number is 833-363-5521. I should just give you my mobile because it goes straight to my phone.
Right.
All
Or you
right.
can go to our website at fundmydeductible.com.
Absolutely.
Yes, look around. You can contact us from the webpage.
Well,
We're easy to get a hold of.
we are grateful to have you here on this special edition of Phil's First Party Parlay, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan Insurance Recovery Group. I'm getting ready to take us home this evening. Time flies, and we've got the great content that we needed for the day. We'll go one at a time. Laura Lee, anything you want to make sure that folks know before we sign off for this afternoon?
Stay legal.
I love that. Of all things, stay legal. We can help you stay that way. That's good. That's good. Thank you, Laura Lee. I look forward to seeing you Thursday evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Brandi, how about you? Anything to take us home here?
Fundmydeductible.com. Check us out. Please give us a call. We'll help you with your needs. Promise.
All right. All right. Well, any roofing contractors out there, anyone in the insurance restoration industry, make sure to sign up for April Hall's networking event Thursday evening, July 30th in the Colony, Texas. It's at Andretti Racing venue. Otherwise, I'm Phil Sanov, Phil's First Party Parlay, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan Insurance Recovery Group. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, ladies. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you Thursday.
See you Thursday.
All right.